How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have Highwind with us tonight, and they can say their names and what they do in the band.
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Chris. I play guitar and sing and do a majority of the songwriting in Highwind.
I'm Dan, and I play the drums and drive the van.
That's equally as important. So kudos to Dan.
Kudos to
Dan. It has been a very long time. I had Chris on. God, I'm really dating
when
myself
Highwind
here.
was a baby.
When Highwind was a baby, we did it in.
We didn't even have a song out yet.
We didn't have a song out. We did it in like right in front of I'm pretty sure we did it like out front of a Starbucks in New Jersey somewhere. I can't even remember.
Yes, we did.
It was a great time.
Absolutely did.
My camera almost fell over, so I almost lost all of the footage, which would have been terrible.
That would have been horrible.
Would have been horrible.
But
we didn't, so it worked out. But much things have changed since the last time I had Chris on. Obviously, Dan, welcome to the fold. Much, very cool, very cool. For people who don't know about your band, Chris and Dan, how did Highwind kind of form? Because I feel like you guys kind of did a little bit of a rebrand. I would say, if I had to guess, roughly around a little teeny bit time ago. So how did that come to be? Like I said, I've known Dan from the scene. I've definitely seen him before. We were talking about just his facial hair and just his long hair in general. So he has just a very memorable memorable look. So I guess more specifically, Chris, Dan, how did you guys meet? And when was the time when Dan was like, listen, I want to join Highwind, man. Like, let's get this going.
All right, so it all started when we were asked to fill in for a metalcore band, right? We were both asked to fill in for a metalcore band. We were both
Classic.
The way it goes in New Jersey.
Fair enough.
So we both asked to fill in for this metalcore band. We did the thing for a few shows. It didn't really work out for either of us. And then we needed a drummer for a weekend run. So I was like, hey, Dan, come play a few shows with us. And he was like, sick. Yeah, I'll fill in for some shows. After that run, COVID kind of started to take over the world a few months later.
Yeah.
I went deep into the songwriting fold, started recording some tracks. And for two of those initial tracks, I called Dan and was like, hey, listen, I need a drummer for some studio sessions. Would you be interested in playing drums on some new Highwind tracks? And he said yeah. And then I needed to record more, and I called him again, and he said yes. And I needed to record more, and then he said yes. And eventually all of that tracking turned into the creation of the album that we're about to put out, Something Right in Between. And as time went on, I wanted Dan more involved in songwriting.
Sure.
He gave his thoughts and his ideas and the detailing of the songs. I asked him to be part of the promos and the pictures and the album cover shoot, and then it just kind of happened naturally. The day that we were doing the album cover photo shoot, I said, hey, why don't you just join my band already? And then he told me, hey, yeah, my people will call your people. I'll call you.
Yeah.
You put him on red a little bit. You're like,
no.
I gotta let him like savor it.
Said
just out of reach.
My agent will be in touch. He's working with Harry Styles right now, so he's a little busy, but he'll get to you when he can. That's that's it. I mean, if you care about the timestamps, we played that metalcore gig in like 2017. And then like I'd never seen Highwind before. I had seen Chris's previous band, and then I did finally see Highwind in summer of 2019. I was like, it's kind of rock.
No, I think that was cool. No, it was summer of 2019.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, because
that was 2019.
I threw a show. I threw like a matinee show in Toms River, and then instead of packing the show up, we just got everybody out and locked the doors, and we went to Asbury Brewery to go see Chris play, and then we drove back, and then packed all the sound gear up. It was like a rent-a-room type deal at the log cabin in Toms River.
Yeah,
and I was like, these songs are kind of cool. Like it's like a little emo, but it's also like a little post-hardcore, but it also rocks. And from his first EP, I really like the song Bipolar because if anyone's ever seen my old bands play, like everything was like off the chain fast. So if you wanna get it fast, show me a fast song. Coffin Culture, fast music, all of it. So and yeah, dude, I know you watched a Coffin Culture video on your stream one time.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
it was hilarious.
It was great.
Dude, our wrestling grade acting, so good, dude.
It was so convincing that I was like, my God, Dan, just a wizard.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, so yeah, we did that weekend run, and then COVID hit, so we did Sleepless in LA and Will You Please through deep COVID.
Yeah.
We did a live session that was on Good Noise Pod live in that fall. Shouts out Good Noise
Shout out to
Pod.
them. Yeah.
And then
Shane is my cousin. Fun fact.
yeah, shouts out Shane.
Oh, that's so cool.
My
Yeah,
cousin
Shane is my cousin. Yep.
And then like that winter came around and Chris was like, "Yeah, I got a lot of demos." I was like, "That's cool." he's like, "Check this one out." And it was Fine for You. And it was I wasn't a fan.
Oh.
Yeah, no. I mean that's
Wow.
one of the things that like Chris will tell you is that I'll be like, "Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if this is it. I don't know."
Yeah, he's really honest with me about it, and then we worked to make the song better.
So that was tracked with Connor Hanson, as a majority of our recent stuff is, and you know, I made some editorial arrangements, and then
Sure.
Connor made some editorial arrangements, and then I heard the master, and I was like, yeah,
This is it.
yeah. I was like, this is it. So then Chris called me again. He was in the later that because from that January into that May was. Wow, dude, Chris, that was a year ago.
I know.
So
it's so weird to think about.
Chris and I had a bunch of rehearsals actually, and normally when I do session work, it's like 1 or 2 at most.
Yeah.
But we had a bunch, and I was like, "Yo, we should change this. We should do this. We should do that. We should change this. We should do this." And then we went in with Connor, and Connor's like, "Yo, we should do this." And then Chris was like, "Yo, what if we do this?" And I was like, "No, wait, what if we do this?" And then I got invited to the promo shoot because we were doing like the paint splattering thing, and I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna help splatter paint." And then Chris goes, "Will you join my band?" And then I got a customer service survey call from Xfinity, which I had to take first because I had just upgraded my internet and it got slower.
Oh no.
And I left a scathing review, and then I hung the phone
As
up,
you
and
do.
I was like, "Hey, Chris, yeah, I'll join your band, man. Sorry, that was really important."
Like my
Chris, I think
internet is-
I'd been bitching about my internet for like a week, and like Chris got to see the culmination of it. Yeah, and then we did.
It was great. It went from like the serious conversation of, "Hey, yeah, this has been sick. Join my band." Wait a minute, hold on. Starts going off on Xfinity right in front of me. I'm sitting there trying to not laugh my ass off about it, and then he joined my band, and it was sick.
It was like on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your satisfaction? I was like 1. And Chris is like trying not to cry laughing.
What a
was
roller
cool. It was
coaster.
awesome.
Yeah.
What a roller coaster of like that time. You're like, "Man, would you join my band?" And Dan's like, "Yeah, let's fucking go." And then like Comcast is like, "So how would you rate our performance here?" And he's like, "This is a 1. If I could give it a 0, I would. This shit sucks."
I think I did say 0,
Basically.
and the lady was like she stammered and was like, "I'm really sorry to hear that."
And you're like, "Fix my internet."
Yeah, basically. Internet still sucks.
I'm sorry.
Highwind is an anti-Xfinity organization.
We will not have our tour sponsored by Xfinity.
Verizon, Fios, or fuck.
Yeah. Honestly, you should just make a merch line that just has like the Verizon like check thing, and then it just says Highwind. I'm just saying, that'd be kind of lit.
Wait,
All right.
hold on. Wait a minute. You might
I'm
actually be onto something.
I'm putting
hold
that in
on.
notes right now.
Right now.
That's actually
Yeah.
not a bad idea. Wait a minute. We might have to make some spoof merch.
So hold on, I had an idea for Coffin Culture, which is my part-time band, like literally as part-time bands get. Like,
Sure, yeah.
We before Alex moved to Florida, we were getting together once a month, maybe.
Oof.
And if we did get together, like we didn't always work on music, but one of our merch designs was like a ringer tee, like a white tee with blue ringers on it on the sleeves and the collar. and it was gonna say Coffin Culture in the Costco font. It's mocked up and ready to go, but we're probably never gonna play a show for like 1,000
Aw,
years.
that would be
Um,
sick though.
I mean, we always talk about it, but like Joe and With Cells Ahead are so busy, and
Yeah. Shout
uh,
out to Joe.
shout out to Joe. My brother Rick's in Knights of Malice. That band is heavy.
Nice. Yes,
as
they're
heavy
sick too.
gets. And then I got, me and Chris were always, shenanigans.
Highwind do be moving and schmoving, baby.
You are
Yeah,
right.
dude. The year of the pop duo. So yeah, that's
Absolutely.
how I came into the fold
That's awesome.
through the hatred of Xfinity.
Through the hatred of. I feel like this is just gonna be like, no, if you have Xfinity, you can't watch this. This is like they're gonna bar the video.
Oh, that's not true. If people
No,
want to
shut
watch,
up.
they can still enjoy it.
I feel like
I-
that's true. Don't
Oh,
let
full-
Xfinity control you. Like, no, I'm kidding.
Hell yeah.
I did have Xfinity at one point, and I also had a terrible experience. So maybe I will also have to join in on the, hate Xfinity train.
My
but,
brother.
But anyway, I've known Chris for God knows how long, a very long time. And to see, I think for me, the coolest thing is that, like, I got, like, the front row seat at the beginning, like, when he was starting Highwind, and to see it now, and obviously, that you guys are literally, the day we are recording this, going to be releasing a record called Something Right in Between out today or tomorrow, whenever you watch this. It's going to be out by the time you watch this, but
Yeah.
We're actually on the 3-hour countdown right now.
oh yeah,
3 hours.
we're in the 3-hour time zone right now. But it's cool because like I've always appreciated your style, the way that you've done things, and
Thank you.
to see it kind of come to, I feel like, a fruition in a way, and obviously to add Dan into the fold, to me, it just feels a lot more cohesive. Not that the previous stuff was not good. I really enjoyed that as well, but it just feels
Thank
like, I've gone through, listening to all the singles you've released thus far, and obviously I'll be listening to the album when it comes out. But just to see the growth has been really cool. For people who kind of have been with it since the beginning and seeing it now, have you kind of seen a similar response, or, how has it been? Because I feel like, being a band and then going through COVID and then still kind of, we're still, partially in it a little bit, but like, how has that been? Because I feel like as a band, it must be difficult to, feel like, oh my God, like we're releasing a record. We've worked on it since, the beginning. I don't know when you guys had started, but I imagine it was some time between 2020 and obviously, going to be releasing it, tomorrow. How does that feel for you guys to finally be like, it's out? Like, it must be a very gratifying thing to know that it exists and that it will be out for everybody to kind of like listen to, digest, all that sort of stuff.
I'll be real. It's really exciting. It's really nerve-wracking, but it's at the end of the day, I'm just really proud of the album as a whole.
Sure.
Dan and I really took our time crafting a work of art. We put a lot of heart, emotion, dedication, blood, sweat, and tears into this thing.
Yeah.
From both the songwriting, the look of it, the videos, the live session, everything that went into it. It was a labor of love from start to finish. And going from the tiny little post-hardcore solo project that Highwind was from day one, all the way to this unified, put together pop duo that it is now. Like it's a completely different band. A lot of the people that followed Highwind from the beginning are still with us to this day, and it's really cool to see their reception to songs like Sugar and Find For You, and see people appreciate the new approach we have to songwriting, the new kind of sounds and textures that go into the production of our music. It's really gratifying to know that like people appreciate the growth we have and want to grow with us,
Yeah, sure. Dan?
Yeah. The squeeze for me is playing live, like just like getting on the stage and doing it. And I have, I feel like a grandpa standing on his porch screaming at the clouds. But I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing this for 10 years of just playing in bands, cover bands, art music, orchestra, wind ensemble, all that stuff. I've played in a jazz band. Like I've tried everything.
Yeah.
And one of the cool things about Highwind is that like it's brand new. Like it feels brand new every single time. And you were talking before, like a band coming out of COVID, like what's the reception like? I think we've played just short of 10 shows. We played 3 at the end of 21.
Yeah.
And then we played 4, maybe 5 and 22 so far.
Mm-hmm.
And everything has been just an absolute slam dunk.
That's awesome.
A lot of new faces coming up, just coming up and saying, hey, like, we dig it. And it's just like, honestly, that's all we need to see. Like, that's all we need to hear. Like, I sleep soundly at night knowing that people are just like, you know, man, like, yeah, like it's really relatable music.
Yeah.
It's really fun music. It's going to be a great summertime record, drive with those windows down on that nice day. Sugar's track 1, Let It Rip. Like, let's go. But yeah, like our live shows have been great. I'm excited for people to see like the next chapter of what this is. And it's cool because like as a new entity, like I can like look back on the body of work from How Have You Been through 2023, through Crashing Burning, through Reds and Blues and Never Sitting Pretty, like all the way through that with all the different people that Chris has collaborated with prior to me. And I see like the logical growth of like the expression and the art. And it's also cool to like see how those things happen. And like, then I can like objectively, but more like omnisciently look and say, oh, like I've contributed here, I've contributed there.
Yeah.
And then like, I don't know, I'm rambling now, but ultimately it's been a blast. Everything's been a blast. Tracking's been a blast. Press has been a blast. Just, it rocks. You rock.
Thank you.
And I think the really cool thing too is that Highwind in its current state really pushed Dan and I out of our comfort zones, because you're talking to two people that came from 2 genres that weren't pop, you know?
Yeah.
Dan came from metalcore, hardcore. I came from pop punk, post-hardcore. So the fact that the both of us were able to collaborate, really push ourselves to what was then our creative limit, and make a pop album with synths we've never played with before, piano that we've never really incorporated before, incorporating more layers of guitars in ways that we normally haven't before. And really say, hey, we want to make something new and different for both ourselves and the listener. And we were able to come out with that product is awesome. And I'm so excited for this train to just keep on moving. And I'm so excited for everyone to hear this record, hear these songs live, and just, enjoy the journey with us, because we've been loving the process of becoming the Highwind that we are now, making the record, learning how to revamp our live show to make it better. And I hope that the people that are following us are enjoying the journey as much as we are.
Yeah, no, I feel like, again, I'm going to kind of beat a dead horse, but like it has been cool to see kind of the changeover, like, as me being like, a resident, like metalcore, like post-hardcore, I'm literally wearing a Dying Wish shirt. Like, like,
let's go.
I've been in it, and I've been doing this shit for 6 years. And like, for, me to know people that are so close, like within the Jersey scene too, I think it's just really neat to see your progression more specifically, because I know like we've gone to a bunch of post-hardcore shows together, and to see like just like when Sugar released, I was like let me give it a listen. Like, Chris has no idea that I'm listening to it, like, he probably knows that I'm listening to it, but like not telling him like my thoughts on it. And it was so different, and I was almost thrown back a little bit, because I know this isn't like I know Chris, I'm like, he throws down, and that was not in my head. I was like, not that I didn't think you guys were capable of writing something like this. It was just more of a shock, because I was like, I know that he loves metalcore, I know he loves post-hardcore, I know he loves melodic hardcore, and to see him kind of, and you guys kind of do that more like pop routed like music, like it just kind of made me sit back and think like, man, like, not that the talent wasn't there. It just feels like it's just amplified that much more. And
Thank you.
and it was really cool to see that. And then just kind of like even listening before you guys hopped on, I was listening to Hung Up, which like was the most current one, and just to see like the difference of like adding synths and like kind of changing up like melodies and stuff. And I feel like, you know, like Chris has kind of a unique voice in that, like he has some grit to it, but like I even heard some like falsetto-y kind of like higher parts, and I was like, what the fuck? Like this is so odd to me, right? Like it was like almost like alien in a way. And so that's been really cool again with the getting back to like the progression. I think that's what's really shocked me the most about just you guys coming up and doing this, because like to me it feels so different from what I know you guys are and what you used to do and stuff. And it's at least for me, if I had to put a one adjective to like what you guys have released thus far, it's been refreshing to see kind of just a different pace, a different format. And you know, obviously I hope the release goes well, because you know, like it seems like to me this is the direction or the sound that I think of now when I think of Highwind, as opposed to before where I'm like, maybe they're doing this post-hardcore kind of alt emo thing, and now it feels like more of an alt emo like pop kind of thing. And and so that's cool. So keeping in kind of in the same lane, guys, like who influenced this new sound? Like are there any particular bands that you guys are listening to now that like really was like, man, I think we should change our sound up and we should kind of go for like this sort of vibe now, as opposed to like, you know, doing the post-hardcore thing, which isn't bad. I want to digress and say that's not bad.
No, you're good. You're good. I totally understand.
But who influences it now?
So from the last time we talked to now, I would say that like my musical tastes have broadened a lot. Sure. Like I discovered the band Camino, and they became a huge inspiration of mine.
Amazing.
I started listening to K-Flay, and she's become a huge inspiration of mine. I started listening to a lot more indie pop and pop rock and alternative artists. And I don't think I ever had the moment of saying, hey, I like this, I want to sound like this. I think discovering all of those artists really changed my influences and my idea of how I should approach songwriting. And so after listening to Kaylee Spivey and Small Talks, K-Flay, Walk the Moon, I've always loved the 1975, but they became a more prominent part of my life. Two-Door Cinema Club, and all of these bands that are doing, you know, indie alternative pop in some way, shape, or form. Like Dan and I talk about Carly Rae Jepsen a lot. I talk about Ellie Goulding a lot. Like all of these people that are in that broader spectrum of alternative pop really came into my life and started helping me think about music differently. And then when I saw my personal songwriting take more of I'm just gonna use a poppier direction, I knew that I wanted to work with Connor Hanson, who is phenomenal when it comes to production with synths and keys, and indie is his thing. No, literally a wizard. So we knew indie was his thing. So I knew that I would need help crafting those synth sounds and making that work in our songwriting and the production of our album. So between discovering a lot of those indie alternative pop kind of artists and working with Connor, I think those are the two big things that really influenced the shift in sound for us.
Yeah.
At least on my end anyway.
Yeah. And I mean, me too. Like I was like, used to be like that, like gatekeeping jerk that's like, if it doesn't have screaming in it, I'm not gonna listen to it. And it's like maybe I'm getting soft in my old age, but
fair enough. Same.
in the past couple of years, like 1989 by Taylor Swift is just like probably like a top 10 greatest album of all time. You can quote me on that.
Interesting. All right.
Name a record that sold 5 million copies 10 years after it came out. Like,
that's
holy
true.
moly. It's just that's a masterpiece. Huge Carly Rae Jepsen fan. She drops a new track tomorrow, so I'm not even gonna promote her record. I'm gonna promote that. It's called Western Wind.
Wow.
Damn. That girl's got talent. She's gonna make it someday.
I like how you came on for your band, and realistically, it was just a Trojan horse, so you could just talk about Carly Rae Jepsen's new song.
It was just a ploy. This is really a Carly Rae Jepsen podcast.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
dude.
God.
Wait till it turns into wrestling.
Let's go, dude.
It happened on what was that?
Bacon is my podcast.
Bacon is
We're
my
doing
pod. Those
Oh,
dudes
It
are
went from us
hilarious.
talking about music to immediately shifting gears without a blink and start talking about wrestling. It was great.
So, Carly Rae's sick. Dude, Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. That was a big one for me while we were working on this record. Like just like the bubblegum, like the color scheme, the synths, the layers, the not necessarily like the melody she's singing, but the way that they're harmonized.
Yeah.
But also like to that end, like I've also been listening to a lot more extreme music, and that also influences my drumming in this when it's like, okay, like how can I tastefully integrate like some kind of, I don't know, I'm not going to say ludicrous, but how can I tastefully integrate some kind of maybe out of nowhere type drum fill?
Sure.
And there's a couple of those on the record where I get, I pop off for a bar or two. But that's a little bit more of my aggressive music side coming out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been listening to a lot more of like not metal music. Still plenty of metal though.
Sure. I got you. You got it. It's the roots, I feel
Dude, yeah.
Chris, you gotta stick to your roots. As someone who still listens to the album So Far From Real by Cauterized religiously, like you gotta stick to your roots.
I feel like you guys have a good respect for like, where you came from in terms of your, musical journey, and then also kind of incorporating pop. Like I feel like for myself too, like over the years I've gotten a little bit more light. Like I've gotten into like folk, and I've gotten into stuff that like, not that I wouldn't like, because obviously still a big metalhead, still go to hard shows. Like I think it just gives you more of a respect for like, a heavier band if they like go out and do something different, or like it gives you more respect for a pop artist if you're like, man, like I'm not ashamed to admit this at all. Like I'm a big Dua Lipa fan. Like I know she's
Let's go.
I know she's like mega popular, but she's got the bars, So like I feel like for me it's like when you're in that metal and like hardcore scene, it's like almost like it's almost a sin to enjoy like pop or something that isn't like, blast beats or like
breakdowns
or some shit. Like
I think it's
thought
less
that for a while, and then I kind of broke out of it.
I was gonna say I think it's less closed off than it used to be. Like I know a lot of my friends who even like some of the younger, I'm gonna call them kids. That's not nice, but some of the younger
fair,
dudes,
no,
dudes and dudettes and neutral dudes out there that like they know, like they listen to a variety of stuff, and again, to be the guy that yells "Get off my lawn!" Like I have become more open to looking for music. I used to be like, oh, the music will find me, blah blah blah. Well, like. Now I'm actively searching. Like I keep a note on my phone of every new album that I listen to, because A, I'm gonna forget about it.
Fair enough.
And B, when I open that note to add something, it's gonna be like, oh, dude, I listened to what I listened to the other day. Kendrick Lamar. I listened to a Kendrick Lamar album for the very first time.
Nice.
To Pimp a Butterfly. I think it was.
Yes,
and
you're correct.
I was like, why did I tell myself that it was not cool to like this? Because this album is sick.
It is.
This is so good. And it's just like, how long has that record been out? 2014, 2012? Maybe old.
It's pretty old. It's pretty decently old, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And it's like, dude, like I let myself be closed off this for a really long time, and now I don't do that. Now it's like, I just heard of a band the other day called Burnt by the Sun. Metalcore mathcore band. I heard it on Craig Reynolds' podcast. Shouts out Craig Reynolds. That dude rules. Downbeat Pod. I'm repping right now wherever there's the logo. You can't see it.
It's right there.
All my hair's in the way.
All the hair.
But I was like, oh, Burnt by the Sun. That band sounds cool. I'm checking it out, and sure enough, I love it. So it's just for us. It's always about being open to new music, and that's like. not necessarily like learning how to play those songs or going, oh, I love the chord progression. No, it's just being influenced by the sound. I also really like the newest Grayscale record.
Yeah, it's
Banger.
solid. It is
Certified.
a pop hit, you know. I feel like they did the transition very well from like Adornment to like, you know, I forget the other record because I'm just, you know, brain
Nella Vida.
Nella Vida, yeah, and then
I
you know,
adore that record.
you
Nella
know,
Vida's
so like
banger after banger after banger.
their progression, you know, is great. You know, another band I like to reference all the time, Bring Me the Horizon. Like, you know, they were doing deathcore shit, legendary
Yeah.
band, and now they're doing kind of like a mix between like, you know, pop. There's some pop influence in there. There's some like hard rock influence. There's like a good mix, and I think it's
Arena rock, if you
arena
will.
rock, as you will. Yes, I think they do a great job of just kind of, you know, growing. And I think that you know, I think that at a certain point, like, you have to understand that artists aren't going to write the same breakdown 10 years from now, you know. And I think the consistency of growth you can see in a band, and, you know, much like I've seen in Highwind, and I would say a relatively short amount of time, has been really cool, and
Thank you.
excited to see where it goes next. I'm kind of figuring somewhere in between, like a almost a holding absence kind of vibe a little bit, you know. That's where I'm like, you know, because they kind of have a little bit of pop, you know, but they're still in that post-hardcore realm, you know. So I feel like you guys could hit that nice medium there.
Yeah, maybe.
So
You know?
I'll
here's the thing, though.
I'll put it to my agent, and he'll get
My
he'll
We'll
get
call
back.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
he'll
you.
call you. You know when and if that's approved.
All right, okay. I get the
but
thumbs up
like, in
and
all
thumbs down.
seriousness, like, change for an artist is so important and so necessary. Like, you have to let yourself explore. You have to let yourself
Sure.
create.
Yeah.
You have to allow yourself to write songs that you don't like, to figure out what you want to try next to make your song sound better, you know? Like, the
Sure,
amount of
yeah.
times I've written a demo and given up on it because I don't care, but took a part from that demo that I liked and made it something else. It's those moments that really help you turn into the artist that you want to be and beyond that. Like, I don't think I would be the person I am now if I wasn't influenced by new sounds like now, or the 1975 or K-Fly. I don't think I'd be the person I am now, or the artist I am now, if I didn't take musical risks
Yeah,
by
sure.
like trying to play with synths for the first time, or think about how to write my lyrics differently, or allowing myself to be inspired by different, you know, parts of my personal life. Like the song
That's a big
"Fine for You"
one.
was inspired by, you know, the menu theme from Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. I was just sitting there tapping to a menu theme that didn't have percussion, and I just allowed myself to be inspired by it, and I wrote a song like maybe 30 minutes later, you know, because I just sat there tapping that when it didn't exist in a song. So it's really all about, or at least in my opinion, it's all about giving yourself that room to grow as an artist.
Sure, yeah.
I think that's very important and very trivial in anyone's musical career, whether you play in a rock band or a pop band or an indie band or a hardcore band, whatever kind of music you play. I think growth is extremely important.
Yeah, certainly. Speaking on, you know, you guys are, you know, going back to a former point about you guys playing shows, I want to give a shout out. I was so mad I did not go out to the show, but Asbury Park is no longer closed for me anymore, which is big sad. But I want to give a shout out that you guys played with one of my personal favorite bands, Bill Murray. How was that experience? He is, you know, the hog cranking nation, you know, hit Asbury. Big flex. I love that dude. But how was that experience? Because I imagine like that. I feel like you guys fit. I feel like you guys were like, you guys fit the bill very well. And
Thank you.
And so I was big sad I couldn't go to that. But how was that experience? How were the Bill Murray fans? Where do you feel like they were receptive to your music?
I'm gonna start with this. We had dudes in cowboy hats and flannels coming up to us to shake our hand, to buy our merch. I specifically recall one guy coming to look at our merch. He's like, "That hoodie, I'm coming back for it. I'll be back at the end of the show." And lo and behold, he came back. You guys killed it. You deserve my money. Here you go.
That's awesome.
The show was awesome. Hanging with Jacketless and Bill Murray was a lot of fun. Both bands were amazing. The crowd was super receptive of what we had to say, the songs that we had to play for them. that night was fun. Easily one of the coolest shows I've played to date, without a doubt. It's so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I just like I knew from like just like pressing play, so to speak. Like the first note we played, I was just like, oh, dude, this one's in the bag. Like,
Yeah.
not a care in the world, not a like shrug off any of your super minor mistakes that nobody's even gonna know anyway. Yeah, I mean, like I said, like playing live is my favorite part. Like it just
Sure. Yeah.
it sends me to another planet when I get to play drums for people in an environment, especially as hot as that one. That was a hot room. That was
is-
just I think everybody was just excited to like see a show. I heard a lot of people talking that like, oh, it's their first show, since
Back.
COVID
Yeah.
and Johnny was cool. Like he talked to us after the gig and was like, yo, like I'll be in touch. Like we'll figure something out. Yeah, we set our merch table right next to him. Like we caught all of his like people who were waiting to talk to him were coming up and talking to us.
Oh,
You know what I
cool.
mean? Like
Very
It was cool.
awesome.
It was fun.
yeah, and it wasn't like, for Chris and I, like it's never about like selling the shirts and
Sure.
like
Yeah.
like getting the money. It's about like touching gloves and like, getting to speak with the homies and being like, getting the feedback that like the music's cool and that like people dig it and the selling the t-shirts, capitalism.
It's part of the music business.
It is,
What are you gonna do?
unfortunately, yeah.
Part of the business, and it's cool to see people rep it, but it was really cool for people to come up and be like, yo dude, I like that part in that second song where you were like jigga 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 jigga, and I was like, yeah dude, me too, like that's
Let's
my
go.
favorite part. And they're like, or they'll be like, yo, like I just followed you on Spotify, and I was like, cool, next song comes out in 6 weeks or something, and then like we're getting tagged and stuff on Instagram from
awesome.
strangers, and it's just like, oh, people do actually like it. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
that was wild, and it was packed. It was on a Wednesday night, and it was
That's so good. That's so
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and on top of it, we were already riding the high of Sugar having just come out.
yeah. Sugar was a couple days old. Came out the Friday
Yeah.
prior.
Yeah, and so we were already riding the high of Sugar coming out and being able to play that live after people get to hear it for the first time. So going from the release of Sugar right into that show, absolutely magical feeling.
Yeah.
Like, we just got up on the House of Independence stage, said hey, or Highwind, or a pop band, and did our thing, and we had a blast with the people that were willing to listen.
Yeah.
It was seeing a mosh pit open for a pop band warmed my heart. It made me
That
so
was
happy.
hilarious.
I was
That's
so
stoked.
cool.
That was really cool. Speaking of Asbury Park, we have our album release show on Friday, May 13th. If you're not doing anything at the Saint, my
Woo!
brother, come through.
We
where
do
you
be
coming?
trying to party.
Where do you live these days?
I live out in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Woo!
Pennsylvania. Yeah.
If you need a place to crash, you can always come crash with me, dude. I'm like 20 minutes from Asbury Park. So if you come out to the show, get in the DMs, dog. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Talk to my agent.
No, dude, this is the one time. This is your one.
This is your one chance.
This is your one.
would-
We're gonna skip the agent on this one.
Whoa.
Wow.
I feel
Make it
important
direct.
now.
Let's
I'm
go.
a direct DM. Wow. Oh,
It's got to be on.
so-
It's got to be on
Thank you,
Instagram.
Dan.
though.
Sheesh!
It's got to be the.
It's gotta
be.
It's like a time. It's like a timeout. He's like, you have to do it within the next 2 hours, or
I send a code.
This ends. Yeah. This final offer closes in 2 hours.
If you
And
call
then all
now
of a
within the
sudden,
next 30 minutes, we will give you a discount code to stay at Daniel Smith's house.
Yeah.
Just
all of
type
a
in
sudden,
Daniel
there's
Smith.
There's a box of like weird combs and protein powder that shows up at your front door.
I'm like,
what
man, this
pyramid scheme
Airbnb is really rough tonight.
Oh my god, dude! I was going pyramid scheme. You went Airbnb.
I
Let's
did go. Yeah, I was like, yeah, we ain't
Oh,
going
that's
pyramid
awesome.
scheme. We're going family. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
love
Now
That's
on the real,
awesome.
hit me up. If you're available, we'll figure something out.
I will hit the DMs up. But it's that was so cool for me to see because I'm a Bill Murray stan. Been a Bill Murray stan for many years.
I was
And
not.
You were not. Oh,
I heard
wow.
I heard Eggy Pocket, and I was just like, what?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I'm a
then-
Letters guy. Like when Letters
Okay.
came, Letter and Jaguar Shark came out. That was like when he first started out. Like
So when they played live, and and I like saw the band, like Josh Manuel's playing on the drums
Oof.
and the sick bass player, and Gabby was playing sax. Shouts out to
Sax.
Gabby, homie
Ripping
for
the
life.
socks.
I went on to Spotify and I saw that they had a live session, Hog Crinker's Ball,
Ooh,
and I was like,
flex.
I listened to that and I was like, okay, I'm a Bill Murray fan now. And then I went back and listened to everything else, but it was cool to hear like the authentic live studio recording, and then go back and listen to.
The
I think I
shit.
like Sips.
Oh, Rich Sips.
Rich
Yeah.
Sips. Yeah, that
I
one's
got
cool.
you.
That one's got, that's the one with thickly on it.
Yeah, it is the one with thickly on it.
Yeah, that's
a flex.
Probably, that and 400-pound back squat.
Ooh, you're right.
Yeah,
They're both
bangers.
great. Both
Yeah.
bangers.
Just
but
want to
it-
give a quick shout out to Jacketless, who also played that tour. They were the homies. Go
Shout-
stream Hot Lemonade on all streaming services.
Hot Lemonade.
The
What a
absolute
great song.
homies.
come on the show, Jacketless. I'd love to have you on. But yeah, that was so cool for me to see as just again a fan of you guys's as well as just Bill Murray. It was like, God, I felt like an idiot for missing that one. But I'm hoping he comes back. I'm hoping he comes back around, and I'm sure there will be another show to be had there.
For sure.
But anyway, guys, kind of continue on with the questions. For people who have watched thus far, thank you so much for continuing to watch. But for people who are new, haven't heard of Highwind at all, and are like, man, these guys are cool, really like them, I'd really like to know what song you would recommend to them to listen to first. Like if they're a brand
Sugar.
Okay.
Sugar.
Chris
Easy.
says Sugar.
Dive right into Sugar.
I'd
was
start there.
quick.
I would start with Sugar too. And then if you needed a second track, I would go with All's End, which is on the
I was gonna
record.
say Reds and Blues.
Ooh, Reds and Blues. Reds and Blues.
Reds and Blues
is-
or Never Setting Pretty. So
Those
yeah,
songs-
Reds and Blues and Never Setting Pretty was the 2-track we put out before we started putting out like Fine for You and Sugar and all the singles before the album, and that was kind of like the transition point, the main transition point for us, because that still had a lot of alternative rock roots to it.
Sure. Yeah.
While starting to get some of those nice pop hooks in there and some real catchiness to it. I would say start with Sugar and then go to that 2-track, or just listen to the album in full when it comes out.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, Sugar is first on the record.
That's true.
Yeah, I would listen to the record straight down. Honestly, man, I would just pin your phone against the wall and throw a dart at it, and then whatever the dart lands on, you won't have a phone anymore.
I would not recommend that. That is.
Yo, hold on, wait. I recently found out lawn darts were a thing, like giant. Yeah. So there were these giant darts that you just threw on like a giant, what's it called? Like a dartboard in your lawn.
Yeah.
And they're like serious child safety hazards. I didn't know that until the other day.
I didn't know that they were. I didn't know that they were called lawn darts. I thought there was like a different name for the game, but I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Lawn
I
darts.
didn't know that was a thing until the other day.
Lawn darts is a hilarious name though, and if I had like a really goofy, like beats project, it would be called Lawn Darts.
I like that. I can get down with that. That's a good one. That's a good one.
But yeah, listen to Sugar, and then either go listen to the 2-track or just keep listening to the album straight through. I think those will be the best version of Highwind you can start with.
Fair enough, guys. Well, I will leave the track Sugar in the description. Go check it out. Also, there'll be a link for the entire record because honestly, you should listen to the whole thing. And I'm going to listen to the whole thing, and I'm hoping that Highwind will come back on and we'll do a track by track of all the songs. Which we got to plan out, but we are definitely going to do that. So look forward in the future to that. It will be live, so then you'll be able to ask Chris and Dan questions live, with the fam. So
is that going to be on twitch.tv/audioaddiction?
It could, or it could also be on youtube.com/audioaddictionmedia. So who knows?
Crazy,
it might be on both.
Let's go.
Can't confirm or deny.
We love the Twitch channel. We love the YouTube channel.
Let's go. So very cool. I'm excited. I'm gonna have my virgin ears wait for something right in between so I can listen to it on the stream, and be just like awoken,
Yeah.
Ooh, that's kind of kind of a dangerous game to play.
It is a dangerous game to play.
What if Chris? What if he hates it? What do we do?
We just convince the people that's a good album and that his reactions are all lies. It's fine. It's all conspiracy anyway. It's a conspiracy. This whole thing is a conspiracy.
I was gonna hit him with the wrestling segue. We're just gonna have a tables match.
No,
my
cage
God.
match.
Ooh.
Damn. 2-on-1.
Yeah.
2-on-1 cage match. Highwind versus
Damn.
Audio Addiction.
Holy
Let's go,
shit.
dude.
I don't
Game
know if I
over,
can do that.
son.
I have to check my health insurance, honestly. That's
You think wrestlers have health insurance?
I gotta run it by my agent first. I just turned around to me. I'm like, "Do you want to do it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." How's our health insurance? And it's just like it's not good. And I'm like,
we'll have like.
But it's good enough for a wrestling match.
Well, they have in wrestling, like sometimes they'll have like a hair versus hair match. Like if both guys have long hair, like the loser gets their head shaved, or like they've done it a couple times. I've seen it a couple times rather, where they do like a hair versus mask, where like a lucha guy wrestles a dude with a long hair. We're gonna have an agent versus agent match, where if I win, I absorb your agent into my agent, and they fuse together.
It's like the fucking Dragon Ball Z shit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I was thinking more of like I was thinking more of like a terrible like Full Metal Alchemist fusion type thing.
Okay. We're like, oh man,
homunculi.
Oh no. Oh no. My call will end in 10 minutes. What is this shit? This is capitalism at its finest here, guys. We might have to jump off and then hop back on again.
Oh my god, dude.
You'll love to see it.
We love to see it. We love to see it, guys. Oh my god. Well, we're gonna make this 10 minutes work, and then if we come back for more, cool. If not, then it's gonna be capped off here. But we've been having a great time thus far. Something right in between. I'm very excited to come out, and just obviously, just be released. I'm sure, like again, as we mentioned before, you guys are very excited about that. Kind of taking a complete right-hand turn. What song? Since you guys are playing this album live, obviously in Asbury Park, very cool. If you guys were to add a cover song to that set list, what cover song would it be?
Oh.
All right. Honestly, due to my current state of music listening, it'd probably be What You Know by Two Door Cinema Club.
Ooh, okay. Can get down with that.
That would be my current. That would be my current choice because it's the perfect hybrid of like guitar-driven music while still having nothing but catchy hook after catchy hook after catchy hook after catchy hook. That would be my go-to choice at the moment.
Fair Chris, enough. I'm surprised you didn't say like a ska version of like a popular song.
No, we saved that for later.
Oh, dude.
We saved that for when they least expect it.
Dude, I hate ska. And
but I love ska.
They've been bullying me, like the dudes, the homies that have been playing for Highwind Live that aren't part of the duo, like our friend Michelle and Rick and Joe Rays. Shouts out Joe Rays again. They're just like, yeah, ska versions of everything, and I'm like, please stop, please.
And in the middle of whatever we're playing, I'll start doing upstrokes. Like we were practicing Jaded the other day. And in the middle of, like, the reprise where the lick comes back, and I just start doing, because I'm a sucker for Goldfinger and Real Big Fish and the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and all those ska bands from, like, the late 90s.
Okay, so if I was going to do a cover live, it would be a 3-part cover.
Ooh, 3 parts.
It would be 1/3 Enter Sandman by Metallica, 1/3 What's My Age Again, Blink-182, 1/3 Teenage Dream by Katy Perry, straight into any of our songs that are in the same key as Teenage Dream, if there are any. Teenage Dream, and I don't know.
You really thought about that one, Dan, and I appreciate that.
That's why I didn't answer right away.
You were really hardcore thinking about that one. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would do it. I think I would be more
ham-fisted. It would be horrible.
impressed. I would be more impressed if you were able to transition between all three of those songs seamlessly.
That's the easy part. Joke's on you.
Yeah.
The joke is probably on me, honestly.
So Chris is gonna text me in approximately 36 hours and be like, "Okay, I figured out how we're gonna do it." And I'm just gonna be like, "No, it was a joke, man. The push
Please
has
don't make
gone
me do
too far."
it. I'll do the ska songs, please. Whatever one you want, I'll just do it.
So here I am, doing everything I can, and holding on to what I am.
One of the great things is that Enter Sandman and Teenage Dream are about the same speed.
That's wild.
Yeah. Kind of hilarious.
That's wild. Oh my god.
Next question. We're on the clock. Next question.
We have 6 minutes. The timer is counting down. No, that's awesome, guys. If you want to see that happen, or if you want to hear another cover song, drop it in the comments. I'm sure there'll be something there that you could check out. But
more hilarity.
I'm gonna just move on to the next thing, which is the last thing, guys. If you could talk about Highwind a little more in regards to, lyrically, musically, what do you want people to take away from Highwind? Because I feel like you guys really write some very, intricate stuff. So, what do you want people to take away from, obviously the new album that'll be coming out, Something Right in Between?
My answer is going to be super quick. So, because Chris handles a lot of the lyric writing, so he can get a little deeper into that. But I just want everybody to have a good time. I just want everybody to have good vibes, and I just want everyone to have a pleasant listening experience. And just if that means you sit at home in your bedroom with your headphones on and you jam out, or your windows down, blasting the record in your car, or if you're like me and you like to skate, you go longboarding at your favorite shore town and just throw it on your Bluetooth speaker, whatever's available.
Yeah,
it's a good vibes record. So do something fun or cool while you're listening to it. Don't cut your grass or vacuum. It's not a mow your lawn record. It could be a mow your lawn record. Now that I think about it,
music. Get it right.
Dude, it is ass throwing music. It's gut slinging and ass throwing music. Chris, I broke the host.
That's so good.
Oh my God.
Chris,
all right,
you got 4 minutes.
All right.
Bring us home.
I just want people to know that it's okay to feel whatever you feel. I'm gonna give the honest, sincere answer. I put a lot of emotion and sincerity into writing the lyrics for Something Right in Between. And I think at the end of the day, all I really want people to feel I want people to take away the fact that it's okay to feel whatever you feel. I mean, me and Charlie from Flight Club wrote about the struggle of getting up day to day, going to your garbage job that you don't like working. Sugar is taking what was my abusive relationship and comparing it to that person wanting candy, and it not being okay for either of us.
Yeah.
Finding for you is simply about just wanting to be good enough, or questioning if I'll, be good enough for the people around me. If I want people to take anything away from Something Right in Between, it's the fact that it's okay to feel what you feel. You are human. If it's something negative, you will get through it, and you will have support along the way. And if it's something positive, embrace that and enjoy it while you have it.
There we go. Very succinct, very positive, and obviously very stoked to check out Something Right in Between. Guys, we got 3 minutes. 3 minutes on the clock. Tell them where they can find Highwind at, what they got, what you guys have coming up in the next couple months, and anything else you'd like to plug, talk about, things of that nature.
Okay, all right, so you can find everything on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Tidal, Bandcamp, wherever you feel like listening to music, it's there. Dan, give them the socials.
Highwind NJ on Instagram, Highwind
and
Band,
TikTok.
And TikTok. Yes, we got it right finally. Highwind Band NJ on Twitter. Facebook
sucks.
Facebook is a wasteland.
That's fair. That's fair.
So, if you're on Facebook, tell your grandma I said hi.
Most importantly, we got a website, www.highwindbands.net.
Yeah. A lot of gigs coming up. I'm just gonna give them all of them. I don't know when this pod's coming out. May 13th, Asbury Park at the Saint. I need my calendar.
May 20th at the GWC in Newark, Delaware.
That'd be the 21st.
21st? I got it wrong.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
21st.
May 22nd, Fredericksburg, Virginia. That's the day after. Friday, May 27th at Gentle Giant in Pearl River, New York, for all my North Jersey friends.
Or Southern New York.
And then we are going to Providence, Rhode Island on the 28th. And then we're going to have more stuff coming out in July, more gigs in July, and then a cool little fun surprise sometime in June. And then hugs and kisses. We love you.
There we go, guys. Well, I don't know how much time I have left, but I'm counting down the clock. But go check out Highwind. All of the links will be in the description to find out about their band, their music. They just released a record, something right in between. Go give it a listen. Go check it out. If you enjoyed this content, share, like, subscribe, all that shit. It means a lot. Highwind will be back on the channel, so look forward to that. And huge thanks to Dan, Chris. I fucking hate Google Meet. There's a time limit. I'm just gonna rant for like the next fucking minute that we have left. Why do you have a time limit, Google? What are you, Zoom? This is bullshit. It's about to end. Anyway, guys,
It's about to end.
go check out Highwind. Love you
Love
guys.
you. Bye. Left-handed, pissed off British guy. But
Honestly,
I'm also a rock star.
also a rock star. Oh man.
Yeah,
just
Dan
living a
Smith is
multitude
the
of
rock
lives.
star. Sir Daniel Smith is the wrestler.
There
Yeah,
you go.
think like Get Him to the Greek,
Oh,
but like violent.
Oh my god. But-
dude.
I hope this is recording.
Oh, I have already started the madness, but
Good. We can
Good.
let's roll that blooper as the reel.
as the real. That is the real.
Let's go, dude.
But it's good seeing you, Chris. Dan, I know we've definitely met before
Via the web.
via the web. Well, I meant like prior to the web. I know I used to go to a lot of Jersey
Met
shows.
before the web existed? What?
Yeah, well, before the web existed, I used to go to a lot of Jersey shows, and your face looks very familiar, so I feel like we've definitely met.
I think I'm gonna correct you and say my beard looks familiar.
Your beard, your beard and facial structure, along with your hair.
Yeah.
Collectively.
I'm like 30% face, 70% hair. So
Let's go, dude.
That's.
yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You do have a multitude of hair. I will say that. It looks great.
Once we get into the depths of the interview, I do have some damaging news about all of this.
Oh no. Don't make me heartbroken, Dan. I don't need to know. I don't need to know that. We might have to just cut it out just because we're so sad.
Shit.
Right on.
Shit.
All right.
Guys, I will count it in.
Any rules? Profanity? Anything?
Profanity is free of use. You can use it whenever you want. I don't get paid nearly enough to do YouTube, so and I will probably continue on that bandwagon until I die. So
Fair enough.
So feel free to let it. Don't go nuts, but I mean, like,
No,
within
yeah,
reason. Within reason.
Yeah.
But anyway,